Welcome back, Saber fans. Tony here from Run Sabers, and today another install review for you. If you're new to the channel, I do install, repair, and review these sabers, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, website RunSabers.com, where you can find my finished products and sound fonts. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out the link in the description below. So here we have a Korbanth Dark Saber. The customer here is a returning customer. I've previously done a dark ray staff for them. This customer here bought this directly from Korbanth and shipped it over to me empty. The Korbanth installs the blades for these, so I didn't really touch or do anything with that. This has featuring a SoloSaber's chassis. The customer here provided extra quotes and boot sounds for the fonts, and so to operate the Saber, you just want to unscrew this screw. You want to take off this pommel. You slide out the fully removable chassis system. Profio 2.2 running ProffieOS 7.9. You've got the connector it came with, one button, so a real feature FET263's one button mod, USB and SD card access, a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost speaker, so very loud, very nice. Again, it only has like 6 or so fonts. The customer kept most of these fonts very Dark Sword-esque, and then custom boot sounds are made. To operate the Saber, you can put in the battery, so spring side is negative, towards the blade is positive. You just put this in.
The Dark Saber doesn't have power. The story does.
Of course, when you're putting it in, you just want to line up the button with this. And slowly put it in. Oh. There we go. Now the pommel holds the chassis in place, so you can just line that up, put the screw in, then you're good to go. Now this does have 4 retention screws on the emitter. You don't have to use all of them, but you do have to use at least 2 to kind of pinch the blade in place. It only go in one way, based on just how the blade is built and oriented. So yeah, without further ado, let's show you off the blade styles and the fonts. Alright, so here it is with the blade in. Most of these sound fonts will be Dark by Kyberphonic. There are different versions available that you can get. And so this first one is Dark V3 by Kyberphonic. This is a Bo-Katan inspired one, so she had provided these quotes and stuff. And she did have extra quotes as well in those font folders, or those folders. So I used them as force effects that all had extra ones on there. So I went to the previous font, or last font, so you can hear the font sound for this first font.
I accept this sword for my sister, for my clan, and for all of Mandalore.
So again, featuring one button, so just tap to turn on. Just tap for blasters. Of course, you got clashes like a standard saber. Lightning block, you just want to double tap and hold. I did custom make a blade style for the Dark Sword. This is partially FET263's design, but I did tweak it and modify it. This isn't the same blade style Dark Sword blade style that's available on FET263 website. I actually made the base for this is actually the Jedi Fallen Order rotoscope blade, and the second sister version of it. And then I put an unstable brown noise flicker over it, so it still pulses and shimmers like a Dark Sword, but it's a bit more I'm going to say randomized flickering and stuff, versus the Dark Sword one that he had for the Clone Wars is just, it becomes a pattern. You can kind of tell the pattern, versus this it'll randomly kind of different every few times. So yeah, very, very nice. You can probably see a lot better here. I made 2 different versions of my blade style for this. One is supposed to be the live action one, which you see here, and then I'll show you the Dark Sword one too. The Dark Sword one is a bit more prominent. You can see the flow. This one's a bit more sporadic with the brown noise flicker. For force effects, you want to hold down the power button for 2 seconds and let go.
Mandalorians are stronger together.
There's several quotes on there. I think 5 for this one.
I am Bo-Katan of Clan Kryze. I was born on Mandalore and fought in the Purge. I am the last of my line.
This also has tracks on there. You want to double tap while the saber's off for tracks. This one did have custom tracks too, I believe. You can just rotate to go between them. Just click to select, and then you can power it on. Next up.
That might be the Mandalorian way, but it's not my way.
This is the V1 version of Dark. This is a Sabine version. Now, the customer did provide the blade style was used for this one, which is pretty nice. It's basically a kind of like a kit sensor. It'll go back and forth between the blade styles, so it'll pulse yellow and orange and red and stuff amongst it. It's very, very nice. You can see a lot better here. just kind of go back and forth. So, same features and everything. Different blaster for this one because it is the V1. Different quotes.
Maybe I should practice more first.
Take it. It's yours. Ignite the blade.
De-ignites the lightsaber.
Your thoughts, your actions, they become energy. They flow through the crystal as well and become a part of the blade.
Next up.
Your song is not yet written. I will serve you until it is.
I love that boot sound for this Din. This is Din Djarin's Dark Sword version. This is the same V3 version. It has different quotes and force effects on there.
Can't take it. It must be won in battle.
Same live action blade style here. Not sure how well that picks up on camera, but when I'm making the blade style, it looked really cool. And in person, it looks really cool too. It has a really good shimmer to it. This one, of course, has the Mando theme on there. Next up.
I never planned on killing you, but I will make you share my pain.
Now this is a Maul version of Dark V1. The customer here wanted the blade style to be a Dark Sword blade style, but red because it's Maul. And this is when I made a Clone Wars version of the Dark Sword blade style, but of course I changed all the colors to red. And so it has an unstable build-up, so it kind of has some Dark Sword white remnants to it. Now this is the Clone Wars version, so it has more of a distinct pattern to it. So it still kind of flows, but it also is randomized a bit. Responsive blasters, lightning block, lockup, force effects.
Execute them. I challenge you. One warrior to another, and only the strongest shall rule Mandalore.
For multi-blast, you want to just hold and swing. Get that multi-blast begin sound, you can just swing your saber for blasters. You can have it tap once more. Next up.
Lady Cree, your reinforcements have arrived.
This is another cool one. The customer here had a really cool idea with the armor. So this is actually Fire by Kyberphonic, but it is inspired to be an armor sound font. And so she had several different quotes and stuff on here, which is really cool. And then she asked for the Flame Blade, which is always so cool on the Darksaber. And so this one is responsive, so as you tilt down, the blade wants to go up because naturally heat wants to rise. And then if you tilt it up, of course it has the rest of the effects, which you can probably see the style a lot better here. But yeah. This one I believe also had a custom track, several force effects as well.
It's time to retake Mandalore. Bo-Katan walks both worlds. She can bring all tribes together.
Next up.
Traitor!
This is one that wasn't originally on there that she added later. This is Shock Baton by Kyberphonic, which is a really cool blade style in this one as well. It has a center in, and then a center out, and it's responsive to the angle of the blade. It's very cool. You can probably see the blade style a bit better here. Next up.
Prepare a boarding party.
And last but not least, you have your passive battery monitor, which fades from green to red, depending on the battery voltage, and of course the party blade. Which is a really cool blade style on the Dark Sword. So that includes the Korbanth Darksaber install. Of course, I hope the customer enjoys it. I hope you enjoyed this review. I had a lot of fun making it. Of course, have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.